It was winter dark when the break came, that police roadblock on the highway out front of Jess Lloyd's house. Investigators were hoping to find a set of tire tracks to match those found in the field by Jess's house after she disappeared. It was a long shot, of course. And then, 6:57 p.m., a Nissan Pathfinder Toyo Tires was pulled over for questioning. The officer approached the vehicle, asked to see the driver's license. Had to have been a coincidence. The driver was Canadian Forces Colonel Russell Williams, heading home after a day at the nearby Trenton Air Base. In fact, Williams was base commander. Trenton, the largest air base in Canada. The man in the driver's seat was a celebrated, decorated military bigwig, reputation impeccable. So they asked him a question or two and let him go on his way. But also, they put a tail on him, just in case. But this guy couldn't be the suspect. Not possible. Lucy Critch could have told them that. Critch is a retired sergeant who once worked for Colonel Williams.
I've never seen Colonel Williams ever conduct himself unprofessionally or inappropriately. Never.
And those cops could have had absolute assurance of the Colonel's character from the man who knew him about as well as anybody.
There's 3 friends in my life that have been, close friends and have gotten into my inner circle and come to know my family and that. And Russ was one of them.
As close as they get.
Yeah, as close as they get.
Jeff Farquhar met Russell Williams when he was 19. It was the first day of college, Toronto. They were assigned to the same residence where Jeff discovered he was living with a controlling neat freak.
I started calling him a couple of names like drill sergeant and, Mother Goose, that kind of thing.
Didn't last. Before long, they were buddies, close buddies, who shared an offbeat sense of humor.
Jump out of closets, scaring the bejeebers out of each other.
Russ, he was called then, was the athlete, a dedicated jogger. He kept his room remarkably clean, folded his laundry just so. Rarely talked about family, rarely visited them either. His parents were divorced. And for a college kid, he was extraordinarily self-disciplined, obsessive, really.
If I got him to come out for beer and chicken wings, it was exactly 2 beers. I'd never seen him have more, never seen him intoxicated. And as soon as we got home, I'd take out the change out of his wallet and he'd look and see how much he spent.
When Russ was dumped by his first big love, said Jeff, he worried when his friend sought solace in endless screenings of the movie Top Gun.
I was concerned when he kept going to this Top Gun movie because it was all about getting the girl back.
Getting the girl and flying the plane. So maybe it shouldn't have come as a surprise when, after college with an economics and political science degree in hand, Russ confided he wanted to join the Air Force.
I was dumbfounded. I said, why the hell did you do all this? He did a pretty lofty degree, but he said, no, I really want to fly.
And he did. Joined the Canadian Forces in 1987, earned his wings in 1990, and up he went. Captain in 91, Major in 99, Lieutenant Colonel in 2004.
I would describe him as a great boss.
Lucy Critch started working for Williams in 2004. He was squadron commander then. She, the squadron's loadmaster.
I never, ever saw Colonel Williams upset. It was just very low-keyed, very even, and he was easily approachable.
And not half bad as a pilot.
We didn't bump and jump when we landed. He knew his job, and he knew it well.
By then, Williams was flying Canada's top leaders.
Here is Her Majesty the Queen.
In 2005, he ferried the Queen of England around during her visit to Canada. His buddy Jeff was hugely impressed when he saw a few autographed pictures in Williams' office.
And I pulled it off the wall. I said, are you kidding me? And I said, did you meet the Queen? And he said, yeah, I met the Queen. So here I am feeling like a goof because I'm making a big deal of it, and he's thinking, that's my job.
Just the sort of modesty that becomes a standout officer with an impeccable record and a big future. By 2007, Williams was working for the commanding officer of the country's Air Force, Lieutenant General Angus Watt, now retired.
He worked hard, he did his job well, he provided good advice, and he produced good staff work whenever I needed it.
We wish you the very best for your lives together.
but he had a life, too. When Jeff got married, Russ Williams was the MC. When Russ himself got married in 1991, a small affair in an art gallery, Jeff was there to MC for him. Jeff liked his wife, Mary Elizabeth Harriman, Mary Liz to friends.
She was a classy lady, so very, very classy and intelligent, and fun to be with too. So I thought it was a good match.
And over the years, Jeff says, she clearly learned to laugh about her husband's obsessive behavior. Jeff remembers going to their house one night for dinner.
Russ was taking her jackets at the front door, and I opened the closet door, and in there were all these jackets, Mary Liz's and Russ's, and I swear to you, they were all lined up within about an inch of each other. And it was a thing of beauty. I thought I was in a men's shop or something. I just threw my jacket on. I said, "Oh, for God's sakes, you do it." You know? And Mary Liz laughed, and she said, "I told you, Jeff, you just let him do it."
Russ and Mary Liz gardened and golfed together. They didn't have kids, a cat instead, and a home in Orleans. She worked long hours as a senior official at the Heart and Stroke Foundation of Canada. In 2004, after 13 years of marriage, Russ and Mary Liz bought a second home by a lake in Tweed. Jeff was invited up immediately, before the deal even closed. As he remembers it, Russ was taking photos that day, as he did during almost every visit.
Boom, out came the camera. And he set it up on a tripod, and we had some self-portraits, I guess you call them, self-photos done.
Photography had been Williams' passion for decades. He loved to shoot landscapes and birds, and then stored the lot meticulously. He showed the setup to Jeff.
Well, I really felt I was in a well-organized photo lab or somebody's personal museum of photos.
By 2009, as far as Jeff could tell, though Russ and his wife were increasingly living separate lives during the week, he in Tweed, she at their other home, they seemed happy.
It was two professionals who went their different ways but got together.
Yeah, they both had careers pulling at them in different directions, but I think they made it work.
Then came the night when Colonel Williams was pulled over in that roadblock.
That night, for the first time, investigators began scrutinizing the decorated colonel. Could he be their suspect, the man responsible for the disappearance of Jessica Lloyd? And what about the other crimes nearby? The murder of that military woman, Marie France Como, the two sex assaults in Tweed. Could this man be responsible for those crimes? Could this respected military leader be that monster?
Soon the loved friend, the respected boss, the military man with the glittering resume, would reveal his true self in a remarkable and disturbing encounter, cop and colonel, that would reverberate across the entire country.